Most of my clothes are thrift wears, and I'm not even ashamed to say it. Thrift wears are beautiful when you know how to pick good ones. In this tutorial, learn how to be the one selling these great thrift items to people. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And in today's tutorial, let's talk about a very serious business that you can do in this Ember month and going forward even in years to come. And today we are going to be talking about how to start a business called Thrift Business. So I'm sure that this is not the first time you're hearing about it, but maybe you don't know it is called thrift, right? But you might actually know it as Okrika business, right? You might know it as Okrika. But the modern name that a lot of girls who are into Okrika business actually call it is thrift because it sounds tushed and all that, right? But then it's actually a very profitable business, and in today's tutorial I really want to talk to you about how you can start a profitable thrift or Okrika or OK business. So I happen to live in an area that is very close to a very popular thrift or Okrika market in Abuja, and the truth is that is where I shop most of my fashion items from gowns, this one I'm wearing, to earrings, to necklaces and all that. So they have basically everything, and I actually count it as privileged. It's not because I don't have money to actually buy boutique clothes, but really when you can actually have access to more affordable items that are really still good, that are of quality, I mean, you should go for it, because really these days we actually should be saving costs. So recently I and my elder sister actually went to the thrift market to shop for baby items for my elder brother whose wife had just put to bed, and for my other sister who is also expecting, and because she has actually been looking at starting a business aside from what she's currently doing. And the woman who sold to us, she got into conversation with the woman, and the woman was very forthcoming with information, and much of what she shared with us is what I'm going to be sharing with you in this tutorial. Although she actually told my sister to come for formal training when she's actually ready to get started, but then she was really helpful with providing information that could actually help my sister to make that informed decision if she's actually ready to start. So the first thing you want to put into consideration before going into this business is to decide if you really want to do this and for the long term. So you're not just going to wake up tomorrow and say, what, I now know a business I want to do because Mary talked about it on her YouTube channel. You're going to do it because you really want to do it, and you feel that you have the energy and the capacity to actually do this. This is so that in the next 2 to 3 months you won't decide, what, I'm not doing this again, I'm tired, I'm giving up. Because trust me, every business comes with its own challenges, and if you're not really ready, if your mind is not really ready, you will throw in the towel before you know it, right? So after deciding that you want to actually do this business, the next thing you want to really decide is where to get your thrift items from. All right, so there are actually 2 ways that people source for their thrift items, right? So it is either they are buying from the wholesalers directly at the border or wherever it is that they go to get it, right? But I don't have that information. But then if you come to me in the comment section and say that, okay, I'm going to be dropping my WhatsApp number in the comments or in the description of this video so that you can reach out to me. So if it is something you're really interested in, if you come to me and say, what, I'm ready to do this now, give me the contact of a wholesaler whom I can get my bill from. So bill is that's pack that they actually buy and then they open. I'm sure you've heard people say I just opened the bill. So the bill is that pack that contains the different items that you've gotten from the wholesaler. So it comes in a sack, and then they open it, and then you see different kinds of items, and all depending on the particular item that you have actually sourced for, right? So if you come to me and say I need the contact of a wholesaler where I can be buying my bill directly from, I'm going to source for a wholesaler's contact and give it to you so that you can be buying directly from the wholesaler. So because I think it will be more profitable to buy a bill rather than the other method I'm going to be talking about shortly. All right, so the woman that we actually got to talk to, she actually buys her baby items in bill. So she buys them directly from the suppliers at the border, I guess. All right, and then she tells us that a bill used to be around 150,000 naira. That's 150,000 naira. All right, but now that everything is really expensive and all that, she tells us that she bought that bill. She bought the last bill for around 250 or thereabout. But then after she has sold everything and she calculates her capital, the expenses and all that, the profit she actually makes is still okay. Like, she still gets good profit margin, and she really was excited about this business because she said she was actually doing a teaching job before she actually started this business. And she was like, if she had actually known, she would have started this a long time ago. So from everything she was actually saying, from the excitement in her voice, it did show that she loved what she was doing, and she buys that bill directly from the wholesalers. All right, so that is on one side. The second way you can source for your goods is to buy from these people who are already, who have already purchased from the wholesalers, who have purchased their bill from the wholesalers, and they are now selling in this popular thrift market. That is like the big thrift market is now going to be acting as your own marketplace, where you're now going to be sourcing for the items or the goods that you want to buy. So for instance, if my sister wants to actually buy in wholesale from this woman, let's say for instance my sister wants to be selling baby items and she wants to buy from this woman, all she just needs to do is to go to this woman and select them in wholesale, and then the woman would sell for her at wholesale price, and then she can now go back and sell to her customers at retail price, right? So anytime I have the time to go to this thrift market, I see a lot of young girls, a lot of young people, a lot of women from town. Like, they come from everywhere and they come to pick these items. Like, they come to shop for their items in wholesale, and guess what, they go back to wherever it is that they are selling, and they put these clothes on mannequins and they put prices on it, right? So there are sometimes that you'd walk into a boutique and you'd see a clothes that doesn't really look like boutique, right? So it might just be a thrift item, but then you wouldn't know because they've packaged it on the mannequin, iron it, arrange it and all of that. So you really wouldn't know, and people are actually buying this at very high prices, right? So these are the two ways you can actually source for your items. So you can either buy from the wholesaler directly, that is, you can buy the bill right from the wholesaler directly and then start to sell, or you can buy from popular thrift market from people who have already bought their bills, right? So when they open their bills, you just go there and select the items, buy from them in wholesale, and then start to resell to your own customers. The second thing you actually need to put into consideration after you have decided how you want to be buying your items is that you need to decide which niche you actually want to be selling in. So you don't want to be selling everything. You don't want to sell baby items, you don't want to be selling men wears, female wears, suits, pants, everything, right? So you really want to pick a niche. You want to pick a particular product that you want to focus your attention on. So there is female wears. Even under female wears, we still have trousers, we still have skirts, we have bags, we have shoes, we have different female items, right? So you can actually decide that, okay, I want to be selling this particular female item. So that the good thing with selecting a particular niche is that people get to know you for this particular thing, so that when they are looking for where to actually buy this item from, they know that, okay, if I come to this person, I'm going to be getting this particular item, right? Then aside from female wears, there are also male wears, right? So now note that you don't have to be a female alone to actually sell thrift. I know a lot of guys who sell thrift also, right? So though they may not be pronounced in the online space, but they are the ones who are really doing it in this street market I'm talking about, right? So we have a lot of Igbo guys, young Igbo guys who actually do thrift, right? And yet they don't mind because they are making their money like on a serious note, right? So even if you're a guy, you can actually still do thrift, and then maybe you can now decide to do, okay, you want to sell men wear, like you can get men's shirts, pocket shirts, trousers, shoes, men belts, bags, and all of those things. You can pair those accessories and actually sell them to your customers. Then we have baby items, like I've been emphasizing on. Then we also have bags, right? We have bags. People sell bags only, and they make a lot of money because bags is not exactly a seasonal thing. People buy bags all the time, right? Then we have different things. We even have gym wears, right? We have leggings. We have different things that you can actually decide to sell. The third thing I'm going to be talking about is your marketing strategy. how do you want to be selling? These days of digital marketing, a lot of people actually sell online more than they do offline. So because of this, you really don't even have to have a physical shop to actually sell your thrift, right? So I know a lot of people who do thrift online. So as an advertising agency, I get to run ads for people who are actually into thrift every now and then, and I see how they set up their sales, and how they set up their Instagram accounts, their Facebook pages, and it really looks nice. Like, it just looks like an online boutique. So you can also do the same thing, right, for yourself. So the first thing you want to do is to get your marketing accessories, because you're going to be taking a lot of pictures, you're going to be doing a lot of videos, and you're going to be doing a lot of talking, really. So the first thing you want to really do is to create an Instagram account for yourself, right? So I see that a lot of people do Instagram because really Instagram is more fashion inclined than any other social media platform, right? So although you can actually have a TikTok account so that you can be dressing up, doing dress up, just like the video you saw me. So the customers you're actually looking for are actually online. So before you can actually set up your Instagram account, you should also consider such things as getting a good camera, good lighting, and also getting a mannequin if you're going to be selling stuffs like dresses for women or even for men, right? So because the mannequin would help you to display those items how it's going to look on an actual human. But if it is like baby items, you may not actually need that, right? So if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of money, you can also think of other ways that you can actually display your items. But if you can get a mannequin, really good for you, right? So let's talk about creating your Instagram account and optimizing it. So the first thing you want to do is to actually think of a name that people can easily remember, and that would also be able to appear on the search bar when people are searching for similar items that you sell. So say for instance somebody goes on Instagram and they are searching for baby thrift items, your own page should be able to appear on the search if you've named it accordingly. So for instance, you can say baby thrift by Mary or something like that. And another thing you can also do is to go on Instagram and research what established thrift sellers are already doing, those of them that are doing well. After creating a well-optimized Instagram account that is complete with a descriptive bio that also contains information on how people can reach you, the next thing you want to do is to determine how you're going to be putting out content on your page. Remember, I talked about getting a mannequin and also getting accessories like good camera, lighting, and other things that would help you to take very good pictures and videos, right? So you can decide in a week, or let's say for instance after you've gotten your items, you can decide to package them, maybe wash them, take them to a dry cleaner, iron them. Of course the dry cleaner is going to be ironing them for you, right? So you get them back to your house. You can actually put them on a mannequin depending on what you're selling anyways. So let's say for instance as you want to use a mannequin, you can wear the clothes on a mannequin and then take the pictures. So take pictures when there is good lighting. If you can't afford a ring light to start with, you can ensure that you're taking your pictures when there is sunlight, like good penetration of sunlight to your room or wherever you're going to be taking the pictures from, so that you'll be able to capture good quality images. The same thing also goes for videos, right? So if you don't have ring light to shoot videos, you can actually use direct sunlight. Let's say in the morning, for instance, there is a particular time of the day when natural sunlight is more prominent, so you can actually time your videos to be created at that time of the day so that you can get sharp and good quality pictures that when people see it, attracted to actually make purchases, right? Another thing you also ensure to do is to take detailed pictures or videos, right? Let people be able to see the different sides of the clothes. You can snap from the back, you can snap from the front, maybe from the side, and other places, like other detailed aspects of the items. So getting all of this detail is also going to be helping people make buying decisions, right? So after you've taken your pictures or your videos, I'll really advise that you do all your pictures and your videos maybe like at once. Then you can now decide to schedule those contents to go out every day of the week, or at some specific time of the week, or even specific time of the day, right? So for instance, if you do all your shoots on a Sunday, you can now decide to schedule them to go out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, as the case may be. The good thing is that when you start to schedule your content, especially when you're using the Meta Business Suite, Facebook would give you information on the best time of the day that your audiences are likely to be online, right? But that will be after you've start to post those content, and Facebook has now gotten to understand the kind of the behavior of the people that are really responding to your messages, right? Next thing you want to consider is how you're going to be driving traffic to your online store, which is of course your Instagram account. So there are quite a number of ways to do this. So there are two ways basically. It's either you're driving traffic from organic sources or you're running ads. So organic sources is driving traffic to your Instagram account from other sources like your WhatsApp, Facebook, or even offline and on other social media platforms where you might be active. Some people actually go as far as creating cards that they now put their QR codes, like their Instagram QR codes is on the card, and then when they give it out to people that they meet physically, you can now tell them, okay, you can scan this QR code to check me out on my Instagram account and look at all the things that we actually have for sale. So if you want to actually do that, you can go on ahead and do that. I believe it's going to be a very effective strategy for your offline marketing. But then you want to ensure that on your Instagram page there are quality pictures and videos, and don't also forget to be including the prices of your products right on those posts, so that people will not have to be asking you how much. Now let's talk about ads, right? So you can actually run ads to your Instagram account. You can pick a post that has actually performed well organically, and then maybe you can boost some persons boost their post and actually get good results. Although in the past I wasn't actually an advocate of boosting posts, but when it comes to Instagram is a place where you can actually get quality traffic. So you can actually go on to boost that post so that you can attract more traffic to that particular content and also to your entire shop as well, right? So if you want to run Instagram ads and you don't exactly know how to go about it, there are quite a number of content around Facebook and Instagram ads on this channel that you can actually go through and get more insight on how to do that. But I'm going to be linking in the description of this video to a particular video that I did in time past talking about how to run great Instagram ads. All right, so when you've started and you start to make sales, you can now go on to iterate from there. You will now know what is working and what isn't working, and you will also now know how to adjust your marketing strategies to suit what is already working for your business. I hope that you've gotten immense value from this tutorial so far, and I believe that if you decide to start a thrift business today, you are going to be making informed decision based on everything that I've shared in this tutorial, right? So if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please hit on the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell so that you won't also miss out when I post similar marketing tutorials related to this one to show you how to also make sales from your business using different marketing strategies, because that is all what we do on this channel, alongside talking about how to make money online, of course. All right, so thank you very much for staying until the end of this tutorial, and this is where I'm going to be drawing the curtain for today, and I'll see you in subsequent tutorials. Bye for now.